when she's doing her dancing in the field down by the lake, she's wearing these fantastic, sorry, I'm going on about the trousers, fantastic red trousers. I want a pair.
So Mother May I is a new horror, and you know we like reviewing horror films if you're familiar with Boys on Film and what we do here. It's coming out to digital platforms. It will be available to stream from the 21st of August. So look who it is. It's Chris, another big horror fan. Horror. Actually, that's a good way to start, probably. I didn't think this was a horror film as such. Did you?
I didn't either, no. I thought very quickly it unfolded to looking like it was going to be a suspenseful film.
Yeah.
But I've got a little problem with it being suspenseful as well, actually. I don't know if you do, but...
No, I have. I've got quite a few problems with it. I mean, that's probably not a great start, is it, for a review? Because people will be switching off. Oh, I really wanted to see this film. There are some good elements in there. There's some good stuff that we can talk about. But overall, obviously, we'll do the verdicts at the end. But this is, I would say it's a psychological drama.
Yes, definitely a psychological drama. Not much of a horror film, but definitely a kind of thrilling... what's really going on type, psychological kind of twisty drama for sure.
Yeah. So it's about Emmett and his wife Anya. They go away because his mother died. They didn't have a great relationship, him and his mother, but she left a house to him. So they go to this house, which is in a deserted area somewhere. I'm not actually sure where it was filmed. But then this kind of nightmarish scenario starts because... she starts behaving weirdly. They're not getting on either as husband and wife. There's a lot of tension. They play these games where they sit at the table and they reverse roles. So they're asking each other questions, but obviously they're channeling their partner. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of the film is that, isn't it, really?
It is. And, look, thematically, it's kind of, on paper at least, it looks really interesting. It's about the nature of parenthood. It's about the nature of relationships. And, should people have children together and what reasons should they have children together for? There's some kind of fairly interesting stuff about it. For me, that's the kind of core of the interest in the film, is about this whole thing about parenting. But I've got to say that the first kind of 15 minutes had amazingly spooky music. I mean, really, really good score, really good, horror-y, suspensefully score. But accompanying pictures and action, which I wasn't really that spooked by. So the music was really but the action going on often wasn't very spooky. Did you get that at the beginning? It was a bit weird.
It's weird, isn't it? Because I thought the same. I thought, to start with, it came, the titles came up and it felt like a retro 70s Hammer horror or something, because it was very old school, wasn't it? How they did the music as well. And also the crossfades. I mean, I've got a real bugbear about crossfades when they go from scene to scene and it fades. I just think it looks a bit but not always. I suppose there are films that work. But it had that kind of Midsummer-esque feel about it, but obviously not as good as Midsummer.
The thing that you sort of are working out to begin with, as a viewer, you work out quite early. And I don't know about you, but I was like, Emmett, come on, God, look, this is happening. Can you not see this? We can all see this. Can't you, Emmett? And it was a bit unbelievable that he's like, oh, okay, she's acting a bit strange, don't really know why. It's like, well, we all know why, how come you can't work it out? And I don't know if that's a writing thing or what, but I worked that out pretty quickly. And it was just frustrating watching him not working it out for about half the film,
I didn't know whether it was deliberately obvious from the start, because I guess a lot is revealed in the trailer as well. The trailer does give a lot away, and I'm not sure that's a fault necessarily of the director, because obviously a lot of that might be out of his hands. But yeah, I thought it was spoiled by that. But I mean, the people in it are quite good. I mean, Holland Roden was in Teen Wolf and Follow Me. I mean, there's a good background of horror films that they've done as well. Carl Gallner's the protagonist, the husband. He's been in some good films. Smile. Do you remember we reviewed Smile a few months ago? He was in that. I mean, a relatively small role, I guess. And he was in Scream as well. Again, a very small role before he got bumped off.
But a recognisable horror actor, like you say. He's good at the genre. He knows what he's doing, and he was good. I've got to say, shout out for the female lead. I don't remember her name. What was the actress?
Holland Roden.
I thought, and again, don't want to give this away, but she plays the character who goes through this kind of transformation, this kind of thing that happens to her. And I think she plays both of those characters incredibly strongly. very believably, very credibly, and they're distinctly two characters. Her kind of everyday wife to the lead, and then the other character she becomes. Really contrasting characters, but she plays them beautifully. And I think, to be honest, I mean, look, honestly, gay movie reviewer who likes a bit of horror, when she's in her transformed role, she's camp as knickers. Absolutely.
Oh, isn't she?
Loved it. She's got the red lippy on, she's got the hair up, she's swanning around all these amazing kind of Gucci blouses, smoking, I mean, she is camp personified. It is worth seeing this film for her portrayal of this character that she's playing. And I've got to say, shouting out to her, massive shout out to Wardrobe for giving her the best, campest, biggest red pair of trousers you've ever seen on a movie screen. When she's doing her dancing in the field down by the lake, she's wearing these fantastic, sorry, I'm going on about the trousers, fantastic red trousers. I want a pair. Amazing. But the point is, totally underlines the character, really gives that character credibility, and she's living this kind of alternative character really believably. And when she moves between the two characters, her sort of herself and this other character, and the performances are brilliant. I think she's really, really good at that. Really love that.
I'm sure we can arrange to get some of those red trousers sent to you, Chris.
I'm not wearing them. Certainly not when I'm doing Tai Chi by a lake, which is what she's doing.
Well, that's the thing, because if you do a review in those red trousers, we won't see, because we can only see your head and shoulders. It's kind of wasted.
I'm wearing them now. For all you know, I am wearing the big red trousers now. Straight from the Tai Chi by the lake.
So Mother May I, it's going to be released on digital platforms from the 21st of August. I was quite looking forward to seeing this because I like Kyle Gallner. I really like him. I've liked him in previous films. I mean, in Smile, I thought, oh, he's a bit of a hottie because he's got a tash.
Yeah, like you. I mean, it took a little while for me to become frustrated with it. It wasn't like immediately disappointing at all. But there's a lot of great things about this film. I think her performance is really, really good. I really do think it's a great performance. I think it's really interesting subjects to be tackling. I think it's a really interesting kind of premise for the film. I think it's actually really beautifully shot, really well made. It just didn't quite deliver for me, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, and he is good. I mean, Kyle Gallner, I think he's always good. He does seem tortured, but like you said earlier, I was kind of wanting to, well, I was screaming at the screens like, what the f*** are you still doing there? Why are you still there? Just go. But then I guess they had that kind of relationship that they were still together, obviously, but very tormented by each other. Star rating.
I'm going to be slightly more generous than I was going to be about this, I've got to say, because having talked about it with you today, I'm remembering that actually there was a lot of really good things about this film. It's as ever, it didn't quite pay off for me, but it's actually a solid foundation, and for that reason, I'm going to go 2 out of 5. Yeah,
I'm going for 2 because I liked the actors in it. I liked the way it was shot, but I found it predictable and frustrating. So I kind of didn't enjoy it more than I liked it. No. So I think 2 stars is fair for my reaction. I'm not saying it's a bad film. I'm just saying that was how I responded to it. So
yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how other people react to it, as ever. Obviously in these reviews, we chat and we sometimes agree, we sometimes don't, but we're only 2 people here, and I'm really interested to know what other people think of it. So get involved in the socials, because we're really interested to know what you thought of this.
Yes, thank you for saying that, Chris. Well said, and do drop a comment down below as well. All the links to how you can see this film in the show notes, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching. We are Boys on Film. That is Chris. He'll be back, I'm sure, for more horror stuff, and we are covering Be Gay to Crime at the BFI on South Bank. So be there, be here, actually, be here.
Be here, be gay, do crime.
Be here, be queer.
Yeah. Oh, I've just kicked the table. Do you want to just start again?